Hey there, everybody. Okay, let me get my camera set up here because it appears I never do conscious coffee from my bedroom. But here I am, conscious coffee in my bedroom. Okay, hey Addison. Hey Addison. Okay, so here we are. It is 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on a beautiful Monday morning, and well, beautiful overcast Monday morning, but it is a beautiful day. There's a certain energy in today, and that is, I don't know, there's something going on. And despite how my day started, it's still a great day. I have not had a moment to even get out of my PJs or take a shower or anything. So all that comes after conscious coffee, after my coffee. So my day started today with I was laying right here, and I made it to like gratitude number 3 because I had a phenomenal weekend, very, very fun family weekend, lots of activities, beautiful weather. Was blessed with a lot of really awesome gifts this weekend and everything. So just a lot of blessings that were very, very much in my face, I guess you could say. So I was laying here this morning and I was thanking God, the universe, for all those blessings. And I got to like number 3 or 4 when my 3-year-old, who had come to bed with me last night, in the middle of the night, he woke up from a bad dream. So I pulled him into bed with me, and he's all snuggled up. And I'm trying to get out from underneath him, as my shoulder is the weight of a 3-year-old's head, right? Oh my goodness, it's like having a brick house on you or something. So I'm pulling out from underneath him, and I'm laying there and I'm doing my gratitudes, and all of a sudden he sits up in bed and he starts screaming bloody murder, and the room is pitch black still. So I mean, the sun was not even coming up that much. So he sits up and he's screaming, and I'm like, what? So I hold him, and I had this really lightweight t-shirt thing on, and I saw just enough in the light that I was just covered in blood. I was covered in blood. So my whole bed looked like a murder scene this morning, and so did my shirt and his face. And that was just, he's had like a stuffy nose and all this different stuff. So he was just like pouring down massive amounts of blood for probably a good 20 minutes. Could not get it stopped. It was like one side went and then the next side went, and then, ice on the neck and all the different positions, and he's freaking out and screaming, and it was just, so yeah. So he's now settled downstairs. He's calm. He's had a rough month. My little guy's had a rough month. So everywhere from getting dental work done to having double dislocated elbows, a nasty bug or 2 I think he even had, and now lots of massive nosebleed. So that's why 6 a.m. conscious coffee did not happen, because I was busy cleaning up the murder scene in my bedroom from his bloody nose and dealing with his bloody nose. So I just kind of whipped my bed together and got everything in the wash and everything. So, but today's conscious coffee is actually on humility, something that I'm really not fond of the word humility, because if you look the word humility up in the dictionary, it is, in my opinion, a really piss poor definition of humility that Webster's has, or any definition of humility that we tend to use. And that is kind of saying that, it's not, to be humble means to shrink yourself down and to not really, make big of what you are doing as a person, or, in life, or like what you do for your family, for your work, your calling, your purpose, the message that you might be sharing for people out there that are doing things like I do. It's our purpose, our message, our calling. It all like really comes down to that. And the word humility, I mean, it's like we want humility, biblically speaking, and even in most most religious scriptures throughout the world, no matter what that religion is, humility comes up, and that it is that God, God supports and loves and protects and will gift the humble. And you're like, so does that mean that I need to make myself small and shrink down, and it's not okay to go, yeah, I did that. Yes, I helped those people. Yes, I did this, I did that, blah, blah, blah. So today's topic is all on humility and what humility really is. And it's interesting because I've had a really pissy definition around humility, to the point that I just go, fuck humility, excuse me, Monday morning F language, F words flying here. But I've always thought that humility was wrapped around kind of just, feeling shameful about doing great things, about doing big things, about standing out from the crowd and being that eagle personality instead of the blackbirds, and that I've talked about in different things, and not, like, how can you be a humble leader? If you look at it, it's like, well, Jesus is always referred to as that he was humble, but how humble was he when he was throwing tables and and slamming things around and showing off how he could do this miracle or that miracle? And it wasn't that he was showing off, but he was, in an essence, kind of like, this is my power, look at the, like, here, because sometimes you have to push out of the norm to make this stance of, this can happen, you can have it, it is possible, you are deserving to it. So if we look at just the teachings of Christ and what he was saying there, but he was considered humble, right? So he was humble, but he was also very much in everybody's face. He was an ultimate, what I call, spiritual baseball bat. So there is all that. And where I'm going to take this, I'm going to share with this. I have multiple Facebook accounts, and I have a Facebook account that's just set up just for my family. So it's where grandma and grandpa, uncles, aunts, cousins, my kids, and a few chosen friends that are really, really close to me. Those people that are really close. And I mean, this is like 100 people in there or something, maybe 150, I don't know. So it's really, really small, locked down tight. And my ex-husband is on there for obvious reasons. We have kids together, so we're friends on Facebook. And I noticed he made a post the other day that his status update was that he loves seeing people who are living their purpose and speaking their truth. And he just wishes that he could do the same for himself. And I was looking at all the comments that came, the supportive comments of, you can do it, just take a step forward, blah, 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 blah. But when I read that, the statement really was, that, and I believe that what he was saying, knowing him, is that he really does love success stories, and he loves stories about people who find their purpose, find their mission in life, their calling, and then they go out there and against all odds go and live that life. And they basically are a fuck yes to their life calling, to living their dream, to loving life. And that's what life is really supposed to be about, But so many people, and self included, for so long, I mean, it's really only been, in truth, probably the last 7 years, I would say, 7-8 years, where I really started stepping into living the expression of my life that I felt inside, and being more authentic and truthful to self as I learned about myself. So that's the thing about truth and authenticity, is that none of us are 100% authentic. None of us are 100% within our truth, because we're always meeting ourselves, if we allow ourselves to meet ourselves. So in order to get on this path of really just stepping into your purpose, stepping into your calling, and living the way that was going to make you happy and bring you joy, is to be able to meet yourself repeatedly and realize that you're always going to meet yourself, okay? So here's the thing about humility in this picture is that humility is truly not to make us small, but to see how great God is and how big we are, because God is so much bigger. But when we shut ourselves down, when we make ourselves small, we're not being humble. We're actually being prideful in that moment. We're actually going, oh yeah, no, I give all that's all God's work. No, that's all this, that's all that. It's kind of like saying, I'm not worthy of this. Well, if you're not worthy, then you're also telling God that you're not worthy of the blessings, that you're not this, you're not that. And when you shrink yourself down and you don't claim your power, that you went and did that. You did that fantastic deed. You went out there and you helped change this. You went out there and you completely transformed that. You went out there and you helped this many people. You're living your calling. You're doing this. You're passionate about life. You're spreading the word that life can be passionate and full of joy and full of love by just existing it, okay? If you're not doing that, then you're actually taking that and you're doing introverted pride is what it is. And that's where we go, oh, no. And then we get everybody around you will go, oh, no, that's awesome. You're amazing, blah, blah, blah. And notice that your ego in those moments, the inside will be like, I'm glad that people see what I'm doing, but you're not going to be like, I don't really know what I did. No, that's a bunch of bullshit. You know exactly how great you are. You know exactly what you did. You know when you do good things, when you do good deeds, you know that you did good deeds. So why make small of it? God's not making small of his blessings. God's not making small of being the creator of all. Why are you making small? Why are you trying to shrink yourself? And also in that moment, you're shrinking God, because God is working through you. You are basically a hand of God, just a spark of God that is experiencing life here, that is doing hopefully good works here, that is doing this stuff, and it is God working through you. So if you shrink yourself down to nothing, then you're also proclaiming that God is nothing. Stop proclaiming that right there. Realize the greatness of God and how big you are in that greatness, the role that you have to play. Every single person that stands up and says yes to their purpose, follows their heart, follows their bliss, follows their joy, and does it in this humble fashion of standing firm in their power and saying, yes, I am a powerful child of God. Yes, I am living on purpose. Yes, I am living a life that I love. Yes, I am deserving of my blessings. Yes, I have favor in life. Yes, I am open to receiving the favor. Yes, I am worthy. Yes, God moves through me every single day. Those statements right there are statements that brings God joy. Thus, you're doing exactly what you should be doing. I was in church yesterday, and my pastor, I love him because he's so outside the box a lot, which is probably the only reason why I'm hanging out in this church, because I need an outside the box pastor. I can't have hell and damnation preached to me because I'm going to fight with somebody about it. I don't operate like that. Which anybody who watches these knows that. But he was talking about, he was in Israel a couple of years ago, and I'm gonna get some coffee. He was in Israel a couple of years ago, and there was this space where, a holy ground, and there were a great big line of people, and going up to this one stone, and it was a very holy spot, and it was marked with a stone, and I'm not going to get into the exact story, but so people were lining up and they were touching the stone, okay? And he said that there was a couple women that hopped in front of him in line, and as they got up to stone, they actually went down on their knees and they crawled across the stones that were in front of this rock that everybody was touching, and they crawled across it just on their bare knees, and they went all the way across. They touched the stone, they did their little prayer thing, and then they moved on their knees through while everybody else was walking, which when he saw this, he was like, oh my gosh, are we all doing it wrong? You know, are we supposed to do it that way? Why are they doing this? Blah, blah, blah. Why are they getting down on their knees and going through this area like that? So afterwards, after he went through, he decided that he was going to find his courage and go ask these strangers why they chose to go down on their knees. And they were there. Now we're dealing with the holy ground of Jesus, right? So he's asking them, and he's like, well, I don't even know if they speak English. It turns out the women that did this, they were from Russia or someplace. And so they told him, they said, well, he's like, you went down on your knees to bring yourself down to proper size, to shrink yourself, right? And they said, no, we did that to remind ourselves how great God is, how big God is. And that right there is the message that I hope that you get from this, is that, you know, starting our week on a Monday. And last night I was looking at a meme that came through here on Facebook, and it was talking about, you know, it was one of those little, like, where the stars are flashing and everything. And this meme, it showed this person kind of just looking out, just irritated out the window. And the meme went something like, you know, another Sunday night, and here I sit in misery, awaiting the hell, the multiple hells that come to me tomorrow. And it just made me, once again, because I don't operate on a scale of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. My world is, every single day is just, it is a day to me. I don't really pay much attention to what day of the week it is, because I'm not caught up on that. But I know that for the majority of people out there, that Monday morning is a frustrating morning, because the drudgery of going to a job that you don't really want, that is not fulfilling your existence, that might even be draining you in different ways. The doing it just for survival at best, living paycheck to paycheck, living frustrated, you know, not having ideal relationships in your life. Maybe your health is not great, whatever it is. But Monday morning is kind of like this punctuation point of like, and here we go again, and here we go again. And it's just this other cycle. And there's not a whole lot. There's just like that, you know, waiting for that misery of Monday morning on a Sunday night. That's not the way life is supposed to be lived. That's not what we were designed for. We were not designed for just living in total responsibility and paying our bills and trying to do this and trying to do that. And that's all our existence is made up of. Do you think that that makes God happy? That his people are here existing just to pay their freaking power bill or their revolving credit card debt? You know, or how am I going to refinance my house so that I can pay off this or that? I mean, that's not what we're here for. It really, truly isn't. We're here to live and not just exist. It is living, experiencing, loving, feeling, you know, sharing, exploring the adventure, the bliss that is in every single moment of every single day. We miss out on because we get so caught up in duty. We get so caught up in making ourselves small, and we forget the greatness of God. We forget the greatness of the world around us. We forget about our greatness. And when we stand up and we say that we are worthy, and that we are living in favor, and that we are blessed, and that, you know, that I am a child of God, and God does love me. Well, think about it. Any parents out there, come on. Do you want only good stuff for your kids? Of course you do. You don't want your kids suffering. You don't want your kids unhappy. That's like the last thing on the planet we want for our children. Well, it's the last thing on the planet that God wants for you too, is to be suffering and just doing things out of duty. No. Do it out of love. Do it out of the ability that you are sharing your gifts. You're sharing, even if your gift is just a smile for the day. Share that smile. Share your beautiful heart. Go out there and stand in your fuck yes, I love life. Fuck yes, I am a child of God. Fuck yes, God is great. God is great. God is wonderful. Blessings are all around you. They are packed down and overflowing. I love that statement. I love that statement because It is, that I don't even know where in the Bible it is, but anyways, it's a biblical quote. Somebody can look it up for me. Your blessings are packed down and overflowing. And it is so true that, but you have to be willing to receive those blessings, and to receive those blessings in a humble state is to receive them in a state of faith and certainty. And to receive them in a state of faith and certainty, totally humble, is not making you small. It is claiming your bigness boldly, not going out there and saying, yes, I am blah, 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 blah. It's not the bragging and the, don't go post that on a billboard alongside the freeway, but there's an energy to knowing, just knowing that you are great because you're a child of God. You are great because God wants all the wonders that you can bring to this world to come through you, because there's only things that you can do. And I can tell you what, just living a life of duty and just doing it out of just that dutiness is not ever going to fulfill you or make God happy. That's for sure. God wants you acting in joy, in love, and opening up to his blessings. Make use of your power when you need to. Stand firm in it when you need to. The rest of the time, open yourself. Realize that God is working through you, and that it is, yes, his wonders coming through you, but you've got to actually let them move through you. And guess what? By being small, not much wonder is going to move through you. So be big, because God is big, okay? Be big, be bold, be alive, be happy, be turned on, be orgasmic. Say yes, say fuck yes to your life, to this week, to today, just to this moment. Try it just for the moment, just for the moment. Just go in. I dare anybody in this moment, if you're at the office, if you're at home, anywhere, just go in and find a mirror and look yourself in the eyes and say, I love you. I am a child of God. God is working through me. Today's going to be a fuck yes day. Today's my day. Today's my day to feel the presence of God move through me. Try that out. Just try that out and see how you feel after you do that. I know I just gave like a religious sermon. Maybe I should go become a preacher. Anyways, there you guys go. So there is my very late 8 a.m. conscious coffee. And I noticed that I have a lot more people on here. So maybe I should move things to 8 o'clock. Yeah, no. I don't know. 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Maybe I'll come up with something else for 8 o'clock. I have no idea. Anyways, I love you guys. I hope that you got something out of this. I hope that if nothing else, that you just put a smile on your face or something. So I love you guys. Go live your purpose today. Put a smile on your face. Share it with somebody else. It's the best gift that you can give. And if this message touched you at all, click the little share button, of course. Thank you, Addison. Thank you. Yes, Luke. There you go. See? The blessing quote. Blessings pressed down and overflowing. Yes. Thank you for that verse there. But yeah, press the little share button, share that, and share this conscious coffee. And I will catch you tomorrow at 6 a.m.-ish, my normal time, unless something else, like my son's nose erupts again. So I love you guys. I'll catch you then. Bye.